Friedel still looking for his first career hit off of Castillo. And Castillo starts with a first pitch slider right over the inside corner. Quickly 0-1 on TJ Friedel. Rodriguez at first with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 to Friedel. Way high and outside with a fastball 95 miles an hour. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count.
I say older for Castillo. Now, he's only 33 years old, but the Giants originally signed him as a free agent out of the Dominican Republic in 2011. He's been around a while.
Pick to first, and Rodriguez dives back in safely. Now he's gone on to rack up 1,588 strikeouts. The active leader for Dominican-born pitchers in strikeouts. Here's the 1-1. Way off the outside corner to TJ Friedel. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Friedel trying to snap an 0 for 19 over his last 8 games. Only playing in his 4th game so far here in the month of August. 2-1. Friedel lifts a lazy fly into short left field. Here comes Tristan Peters. He'll make that catch.
Batting third, number 5, George Brett.
Never seen this before. Look at this. Not just the Royals with the respect, but the Rangers as well. Ground ball up the middle. Base hit. George Brett singles in his last at-bat. Wow. Way to go, George.
Sometimes, even the pros are in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, what are you doing, Miguel?
Lee doesn't catch it!
The action has defied all predictions. The result, a shocking plunge into the basement.
Let's get some runs and eat some cookies.
Of course, catching it is one thing. Now that's what you call really struggling.
We're always disappointed when our children don't live up to the high standard that we might have for them.
But for these big leaguers, it's the right place for the right play.
Martinez near the fence. He makes the catch.
Man, did he get robbed.
A sensational catch. Man alive, what a dive.
Oh, baby! Oh, and what a play by Kurt.
Then the play of the game.
Fantastic play by the young center fielder.
Way back in the track. He makes a jumping catch.
How about that?
Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. And for a limited time, Reds fans can get an additional $1,000 off a sunroom using promo code GOREDS. Call or schedule your free estimate online at championsavenow.com.
Second inning. First pitch to Montgomery is taken a little bit low for ball 1. 1-0 now on Montgomery. Brett Lauder back out there after a 1-2-3 first inning. Took him 12 pitches to get through the White Sox order. On the second pitch of this at-bat, Braden Montgomery bounces one right to Tolio, scoops it up, waves off the pitcher, takes it himself 3 unassisted. And there's 1 gone here in the second.
I think that Brett Lauder is kind of living by what he has told you in the past about how he's trying to get hitters out on minimum number of pitches. That's the old Greg Maddux theory where you try to get them out 3 pitches or less.
Well, you can pitch deep into the game. And you know what? You're going to win a lot of games doing that, especially if you're effective at it. First pitch, swinging and a miss for strike 1, because you keep the game in your hands that way. You stay in control of the game. 0-1 on Colson Montgomery.
Yeah, the argument against that, Tommy, a lot of people will make it, will say, well, you don't have any control over the baseball when they put it in play.
Sure.
So a ground ball could find a hole, even though it's not hit hard. That's why a lot of people like the strikeout pitchers. But I agree with you. I'll take a guy that can go deep on a good night.
0-1. That's on the inside corner. A taken strike by Montgomery and a good slider.
Because even on a good night, a high strikeout pitcher is only going to give you maybe 5 or 6 innings.
Yeah. Gone are the days where Nolan Ryan's going to throw 150 pitches and strike out 12 guys over 9 innings. Strike three called. Frozen with a changeup over the outside corner. Montgomery's down on strikes. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. With Chris Welsh, I'm Tommy Thrall. Bill Carambellis, our on-site engineer. Sam Niger's back at our network headquarters, and Chase Mydroth is the batter. He takes up and in for ball one. 1-0 on Mydroth. 0-0 our score as the Reds and White Sox play here in the second inning. Bases are empty with 2 outs. Lauder back to the plate. Pours one right down the middle for a called strike. 1-1. Lauder nods the sign into his windup and the 1-1. And Mydroth takes in the dirt outside. 2 balls and a strike. Lauder, the kick and pitch. Swinging a ground ball to third. Suarez was drawn in tight. Tries to backhand it to a knee. Throws late to first. That'll be an error on Suarez. It didn't look like it was hit all that hard. And that goes to your point, like you were talking about. You don't have any control over it when it's put in play. It was a 2, maybe 3 hopper to Suarez that he tried to backhand on a knee, but just couldn't pick it cleanly.
Well, Suarez was there even with the bag, maybe guarding against the bunt, so that ball got on him a little bit quicker than he thought.
They're going to give him a base hit on that.
Yeah, well, it's hard to get an error nowadays.
It is. Good living to be an infielder these days, isn't it? The pitch is off the outside corner for ball one.
It's a tough living to be an official scorer because you never really know if your decision is ever going to be permanent or not. Most of the time, no.
1-0 the count on Tristan Peters. Lauder turns, fires to first, and back safely is Mydroth. Peters has been platooning over the last week or so with Brenton Doyle. Peters handling the strong side platoon, meaning he faces the right-handers, who face far more than the left-handers. A wave and a miss. Had a good changeup down, and the count is even 1 ball and 1 strike. Got an at-bat off the bench last night, but popped out to the shortstop. Peters was an all-star this year, but he's been struggling lately. Just 3 for his last 36 over the last couple of weeks. The 1-1. Swinging a line drive down the first base line, but pulled foul. And now it's a ball and 2 strikes. I still am a firm believer, again, going back to what we were talking about, where you don't have control over what the outcome is when the ball leaves your hand if you're a contact pitcher. But if you are more frequently than not pitching to weak contact, most of the time you're going to get desirable results in those starts.
I agree 100%. And I think also even more nowadays when the exacting defense alignment is out there and teams put their players where they hit the ball.
1-2, fouled back to the left side. Now, you've got to be able to catch the ball when it's put in play behind a pitcher like that. Those guys are more frequently going to pay the price for errors, but at the end of the day, you go out, you do your job, it's going to work out. Here's the 1-2. Up and in, buzzed his tower a little bit, and he leans back out of the way of it.
If that was a purpose pitch, it's a good one right there. Up underneath the elbows, leaned him back out of the way. Against left-handers, one of Lauder's best options is that changeup down and away.
Here's the 2-2. Low with that changeup, just like you were talking about after that fastball up and in, but he buried it. Easy take by Peters, and the count runs full 3-2.
Might not be a bad idea to come right back with it.
Even on a 3-2 pitch, the runner's going to be off from first. Here comes Lauder. The runner goes, and the pitch waved at him.
So here we go. The return of Snellzilla. Blake Snell leads the Dodgers out for Game 2, trying to clinch this series against Kansas City. Snell sits him down on 3 pitches, pumps it by him at 98.
But throwing a 3-2 changeup to get the first hitter, and now blown by the fastball by Witt.
Snellzilla strikes out the side in his return to the bump.
everything has another gear tonight. That curveball is breaking and then breaking again, and it's almost like it's got two different angles, the beginning angle and then the finish.
Step off and reset. Snell trying to keep the game tied at 1 in the top of the 5th. Got him swinging.
One of the best curveballs I think he's had in his life, and he sticks with the heater to beat him, pitching directly at a scouting report to a guy with a slow bat.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
It is a scoreless ball game here in Chicago. We're at Rate Field playing the White Sox. Reds won the first game last night, trying to get another one on the board here. And it'll be Matt McLean to lead it off, and he takes an inside cut fastball, it looked like, from Luis Castillo. No balls and a strike. One thing that Castillo has been very good at this year is getting that first strike in there. And that one misses outside as he goes to the breaking ball. Castillo over the years has always been a guy that kind of battles his arm slot, wants to get that arm lower and lower, almost sidearm. Gets a lot of sideways run on his pitches. Check swing, he went, and they're going to ring him up at 1-2. Chased another breaking ball down and away.
Doesn't that arm slot and release point prohibit him from throwing certain pitches?
Well, it doesn't have a lot of depth on his breaking ball, but it's very good against righties. Tries to go upstairs across the letters and misses there, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
When you say depth, does that mean horizontal movement?
Yeah, think about Chase Burns breaking ball straight down. I would say that Castillo's is straight across. Swing and a foul back. Boy, McLean had a good cut at a 2-2 fastball and just missed it. He's had a pretty good trip, McLean has. He's 4 for 12. Home run, a double. Deep in the box, kind of waving back and forth. Wide stance, and that one's way inside, and Castillo has run the full count. Ellie De La Cruz on deck. Reds looking to get something going here and swung on and hit well by McLean. Left center field. There goes the left fielder, Peter, looking up. Reaches and makes the catch. Right up against the left center field wall. Tristan Peters, who is a Gold Glove caliber outfielder, goes up there and he robs McLean of an extra base hit.
Looked like he might have robbed him of a home run. Boy, McLean gave that a pretty good ride. It was a pitch right down the middle. McLean hit it well, and it looked like he reached up near that yellow line, maybe just over it. But I think he did take that one away.
Well, we saw balls jumping out of here last night. This is the ballpark that'll give it up. And now Ellie De La Cruz, and a swing and a miss and an off-speed pitch. That was the pitch that Ellie struck out on his first time up. Ellie likes to hit the fastball. 270 average, 20 home runs. And a breaking ball down and in, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Ellie deep in the box, wide open stance. I mean, his right foot is on the outside line of the batter's box. And that one misses up and away. Of course, when you're 6'6" like Ellie is, he can take up a lot of that batter's box just by standing there. Wearing his bright green gloves, and here comes the pitch, and it's off the plate. And a 3-1 count now to Ellie. Castillo working quickly now from the full windup. The leg kick and coming in. That's a ground ball. Softly hit to the third baseman coming across the infield. And they'll get De La Cruz by a step, 2 down in the inning.
Kind of a dangerous play for Colson Montgomery to wait back on. He did wait back on it a little bit as he moved to his left. You've got to really have a strong arm if you're going to wait back on a ball like that with Ellie running.
And now Sal Stewart. Sal's going to use his timeout before they even get the at-bat underway. Takes a couple of big practice cuts, moving up in the box even a little bit more now, Stewart is. Had a base hit on a ground ball opposite field his first time, and he takes a fastball right there for a strike. Sitting on 25 home runs is Sal, 87 driven in. And Castillo working him inside, in off the plate. That's a 1-1 count. Castillo has never really been the kind of pitcher afraid to come in to right-handers, especially underneath their elbows. That's the old school in him where he just comes right in there. In there again, and he throws it right by Sal Stewart for a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Long look in now. Stewart waits, and a fastball, a little chopper right back to Castillo on one hop. He'll flip it over to first base, and Murakami makes the play. And it's 3 up, 3 down for Castillo against the Reds in the top of the third.
Without a doubt, a hitter's ballpark. See what happens here over these next 3 games.
And that is launched. I think he answered a question. A good night for the hitters. Leadoff homer, Yandy Diaz, 1-0 Rays.
Yandy is back, B.A. So it seems.
I mean, listen, you have a 4-hit day, and then you roll out of bed the next day, and in your first at-bat, Jacob Lopez, mistake pitch, and that was an absolute no-doubter anytime you put it up on top of a roof.
I'm Jonathan Nahum, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Service program is the solution. Call the pros at Rose at 800-966-ROSE or visit rosepestsolutions.com.
Nothing says game day like snacks everyone can enjoy. Grab Little Bites Muffins, the delicious mess-free snack that's easy to pack, easy to share, and just as easy to love. It's no surprise they're the #1 mini muffin brand. Little Bites make snack time an easy win.
It'll be Brenton Doyle that leads it off for the White Sox here as we go to the bottom of the third inning, and he takes a fastball just off the outside corner for ball 1. Right-handed hitter, former Colorado Rocky that the White Sox picked up at the deadline. And it's 2-0 as Lauder now misses with a breaking ball. Lauder through the first 2 innings, he's given up 1 hit. He has struck out 2 in a scoreless ball game. Doyle waits deep in the box, and he takes it right in there for a strike. And swung on and popped up into left field. That ball's going nowhere, and it'll be medium depth out to left fielder J.J. Bleday, who puts it away for the first out of the inning. You know, for Lauder, really, it's all about deception. It's changing speeds. It's changing the angle and also the curvature of the baseball. a guy that the Reds drafted in the first round, 7th taken overall in 2023 from Wake Forest. He's never really been a dominating pitcher, even in college, although he had a terrific college career. There's a strike to the left-handed hitting catcher, Drew Romo. But when you think about top-round picks, you think about guys that throw 99 miles an hour. Lauder is not that kind of guy, and I really do like the scouting that the Reds made as he fires that one in the dirt. They even account 1-1. To pick a guy like that, it's almost a Mike Leake kind of a pick when they got Lauder. He was ready to get to the big league just about right away, and he's got very little minor league time under his belt. 1 ball, 1 strike to Drew Romo, swung on and fouled off left side, 1-2.
I think to add to that, Chris, is he's a guy that is a quick study and wants to learn and continue to get better up here. He doesn't think he's a finished product. He knows that. He understands that.
Coming into the plate now, and it's just off the outside corner. Boy, he thought he had strike 3. Little breaking ball that just stayed off the edge. Romo, left-handed hitting catcher, and swung on and fouled straight back. And our broadcast booth is pretty close to home plate here. I imagine that they get their fair share of foul balls straight back over that netting.
Yeah, got to look alive in here.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. And a swing and a foul at the plate, and Romo stays alive. Romo awaits, and Lauder set to go. Swing a little chopper, that'll be foul down the first baseline. Romo's a switch hitter. Hit his first 2 home runs as a major leaguer back this year on April the 28th. 1 from each side of the plate. Here's the 2-2 again, and fouled off again as Romo hangs in there. He was taking lessons from the guy in the on-deck circle, Sam Antonacci. Antonacci went 14 pitches in that at-bat against Emilio Pagan last night before Pagan finally struck him out. What a battle that was. The 2-2 is swung on. That's a little squiver that'll go foul down the left field line.
I loved Pagan's comments after the game about that, how he just really leaned into the enjoyment of the competition. High-level competitors squaring off in a very competitive at-bat, and Pagan loved every second of it.
You could tell. And I love the way it turned out.
You're right.
Here is the 2-2 swung on, and he hit it well. Romo did. There goes the ball, and Hector Rodriguez looking up. And that'll make it 1-0 White Sox as Drew Romo gets one out of here into the cheap seats in right field. You know, you almost have to say that Romo earned that one because he fouled off a lot of good pitches before he got a breaking ball that Brett Lauder left over the plate a little bit above knee high, and he launched it out of here. So the first run of the ball game is a home run by the number 9 hitter in the White Sox order. And now the leadoff hitter, Sam Antonacci. And Antonacci takes it off the plate, ball 1. Murakami on deck. A lot of lefties in this lineup to face Lauder tonight. And outside, 2-0. Eight home runs, 14 stolen bases for Antonacci. He's really more or less of an on-base guy. And he swings and hits that one in the left center field gap, and it's going to get down for a net base hit. CINCINNATI twirls it around second base, and first, and he'll cruise right into second base with a 2-out stand-up double.
Put that in the perfect spot, drove it right into that gap out in left center field. Really nice piece of hitting there by Antonacci.
Got a fastball pretty much belt high down the middle that time, and you can tell what he likes to do, which is slap it the other way. And now a very dangerous hitter up there, and left-handed hitting Munetaka Murakami. Murakami holds the bat very high, and he takes it inside off the plate, ball one. Murakami is sitting on that 26-game streak, consecutive games where he has reached base safely. And 2-0 as the pitch is too far down. And 3-0 now as that fastball misses up and away. Really looks to me like Lauder's pitching around Murakami with a base open at first base. One down in the inning, 1-0 White Sox. And swung on and hit high and medium depth in the center field. It'll drift TJ Friedl back a little bit towards the warning track, and here comes the runner from second to third, and he'll get in there on that fly ball to center. But 2 out in the inning as Sam Antonacci moves up to third base. And now the former Cincinnati native, Madera High School Mustang, Andrew Benintendi. With a runner at third, Lauder comes out of the stretch, and it's up and away ball. Lefty after lefty after lefty here against Lauder in this inning. Romo, the switch hitter, was batting left-handed, hit a home run. And now Benintendi, another lefty at the plate. Pitch is a little bit high to Benintendi, and it's 2-0. All of a sudden now, Lauder, who was throwing a lot of strikes first couple of innings, is beginning to nibble around the outside of the zone. The 2-0 to Benintendi is right on the inside corner. That's a strike. Kind of a delayed call by the home plate umpire, Jim Wolf. Benintendi never leaves the box, ready to go. Trevino wants it outside, and it's off the plate outside, 3-1. Lauder trying to get out of this inning. Runner at third, 2 outs, first and third, 3-1, and it's fouled off to the left side behind the White Sox dugout. Little reversal of sorts, really, for the Reds. They are the visiting team along the first base dugout. The White Sox have the home dugout on the third base line. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a swung on, a line drive right over the mound and right into the glove.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today. And this young superstar is in the stands.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yeah, so Hoppy tripped, or he might have caught that ball.
Down. There's a fastball, and there's a flying bat. It's a high car.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
Haggerty is on with an infield hit. A little tumble behind the mound. Hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
Second home run of the game, 26th of the year for Ohtani. And what do we have here?
Obviously a big, strong guy, long arms. You want to be able to tie up inside, but you can't just pitch him one way.
Noah Cameron, incomplete, command of the Twins. 9 strikeouts, ties a career best. So does 8 innings. Spectacular.
Major League Baseball's best 29-5 since June 25th.
7 in a row for the Red Sox.
How about that for a response? First pitch of the ball game from Lauer, PCA. Well, I'm the designated hitter. All hit. 420 feet. Game on. And not a lot of experience as a designated hitter, but he is absolutely locked in.
On they'll hit now. Lines it into left field. The Guardians take the lead. This kid's unbelievable. He's 4 for 4 in his big league debut.
Reds bat here in the 4th inning. 1-0 White Sox after the home run by the White Sox catcher Drew Romo. The first pitch to J.J. Bleday is a changeup that flutters in for a strike. Right on the inside corner, knee high to Bleday. It's 0-1 on the Reds left fielder. Bleday out on a fly to right. Just missed one his first time up. Now he takes off the outside corner from Castillo as the count levels at 1 ball and 1 strike. Castillo's back into his windup. Here he comes with the 1-1. Swung on, fouled off by Bleday right at home plate. Western and Southern Financial Group helps families build a stronger future. That's why they welcome Till Financial into their family of companies, helping parents raise smarter spenders and savers with financial tools built for kids. Visit tillfinancial.com to learn more. Ball and 2 strikes on J.J. Bleday. Here comes Castillo's 1-2. Check swing foul over by Willie Harris in the Reds' third base coach's box, and he does a little dance number to get out of the way of it.
You know, Tommy, we've been talking about pitchers throwing across their body a lot. Luis Castillo does actually the opposite of that. He actually opens up more than straight in line to home plate.
Swinging at a foul by Bleday at home plate, barely get a piece of it. Still alive.
And what that does for him, it enables him to clear his hips, get his arm out there extended, and really pronate on that changeup of his. Pronate meaning when you throw the ball, your pinky finger ends up on top.
Almost how you throw a football, right?
Well, opposite of how you throw a football, actually. But it would with a lot of run, and that's one reason why he's got such a good changeup.
1-2 pitch is down and in.
But it also helped out a lot by that kind of low arm angle. I mean, he is bordering almost on sidearm nowadays.
2 balls, 2 strikes on J.J. Bleday. Castillo delivers way high and outside, and now the count runs full 3-2 on Bleday. Reds haven't been able to do anything yet. Mydrith behind the bag, and he throws to first to get the out. Let's pause for station identification. You're listening to the Reds Radio Network. Eugenio Suarez comes up empty with a big cut on the first pitch he gets from Castillo, facing him now for the second time tonight.
Castillo did a little dance to get out of the way of that hot shot from Bleday.
Yeah, he did.
Looked like he was playing hacky sack.
Here's the 0-1. A wave and a miss and a slider, and Castillo made Suarez look silly on that pitch.
You ever play that?
No, I didn't have the footwork to be able to hacky sack. My brother could. I didn't have that. The 0-2. Down and away.
Used to be a favorite in the minor leagues with a bunch of pitchers. You know, you stand around in a circle and you kick the little hacky sack up in the air. I saw him doing it in Seattle, actually.
There's 1-2.
Pitchers.
Up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Odd that it would be the pitchers. I don't think of the pitchers of having that kind of footwork. Pitch up and away. No offense.
Never know when you need to dance out of the way.
The 2-2 pitch was challenged, and it ends up being a strike. So that makes it strike three. Barely caught the upper outside corner to Eugenio Suarez. That's twice now that he's been victimized by an ABS challenge that went against the Reds. I think those are the only two pitches that the White Sox catcher Drew Romo has challenged so far tonight.
I mean, he tried to frame that pitch, Romo did. Took it all the way from the top outside corner, all the way down and away.
Well, but pitch framing, Chris, is very important in our game. Keep that in mind.
I mean, that wasn't a frame. He was framing a house the way he was doing that one.
Michael Toglia takes ball one. Swing and a miss. And I get that that's a little bit of confirmation bias there for the anti-pitch framers, but that's the type of thing I think of when I think of how overvalued pitch framing is.
Even more so now with the ABS.
The 1-1 in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike on Toglia. Just like you said, Romo really tried to frame that pitch. It was a borderline pitch that was in fact a strike. The framing certainly didn't help them get the call. 2-1. And that pitch is in there for a strike on Toglia.
Used to be that if an umpire saw a catcher moving his glove too much, he'd realize that even the catcher doesn't believe it's a strike, and he'd never get the call.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Toglia, and here comes Castillo. Swung on, fouled away, down the left field line. Yeah, pitch framing used to be the exact opposite of what it is now. The less glove movement, the better.
Yeah.
You have catchers not move their mitt, but they would catch it in just the edge of the webbing to try to make it look like a strike and keep it on the plate. Here comes the 2-2. That one on the knuckles and fouled down the left field line, foul.
You know, I'm not against pitch framing. I think the better way of terming it is to say that you have soft hands.
Right.
You kind of bring everything in. The key is to get your glove to the spot of the ball before the ball gets there.
The 2-2. Strike 3 call. Toglia caught watching at a changeup.
He's aboard ahead of Corbin Carroll. Corbin last year, the first 30-30 season in D-backs history.
Corbin Carroll lines it to right. And it's off the wall. Marte coming around. Corbin Carroll, he's going the distance. He's going for speed.
94 down and in, right in his wheelhouse. Thought that ball had a chance to get out of here off the bat, but it hits at the base of the fence out there. And then one of our favorite things to watch, Corbin Carroll legging out a triple.
High in the air to right. Carpenter back to the track. He's back to the wall. And it's gone.
Halfway home to the cycle for Corbin Carroll. It's his first of the year, and it's 5-0 Diamondbacks to the bottom of the second.
Breaking ball down and in slider, battling, trying to locate that pitch, and that's not where you want to throw it to a lefty, especially when that lefty's named Corbin Carroll. 2 big blasts.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Drive to center field. Ewing sprinting in, dives and makes the catch. Flies to center field. Ewing's there, dives, and he does it again. 2 pitches in a row.
This month at AE Door and Window, get up to 15% off Provia entry doors and select Clopay garage doors, up to 20% off Pella and Provia windows, and up to $150 off LiftMaster openers, plus 0 down, 0 interest for 2 years. Study up on these back-to-school savings at aedorsales.com.
Sox are up 1-0 and first ball swinging. Braden Montgomery shoots one foul down the left field line. That's back into the seats and out of play. Strike 1 on Braden Montgomery. Lauder back to the plate now with the 0-1 pitch. Montgomery takes too far. Nope. Caught the inside corner. Fastball for a called strike. 0-2. Thought that might have been a little bit off the inner edge, but it was actually at the top of the zone. The 0-2. Check swing by Montgomery. Did he go? They ask it. Third, no swing. Montgomery, switch hitter up there left-handed against the right-handed throwing Lauder. He grounded out to the first baseman Tolley his first time up. Sox again getting their lone run on a homer. Swinging a foul by Montgomery. This is a White Sox team. They can hit some homers. They now have 3 players. The first team in baseball this year with 3 players to have 25 or more home runs. Miguel Vargas hit his 25th last night, not in the lineup tonight. Pitch to Montgomery, misses low. Slider down, and the count is even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lauder's 2-2. Montgomery takes low. Count runs full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Braden Montgomery, a first-round pick. The Red Sox, 12th overall selection in 2024 out of Texas A&M. Transferred to Texas A&M after beginning his college career at Stanford. Parents went to Iowa. 3-2 pitch. Swung on, grounded fair inside the bag at third and into left field for a hit. Suarez was shaded way over in the hole towards short. He had no chance to get to it. Sharply hit the other way, and Montgomery is on with a leadoff single in the fourth. Fourth inning is brought to you by Four Roses Bourbon. Four Roses is the mellow, balanced Kentucky classic that's crafted for those home run moments. Proud sponsor of the BCL Press Club, presented by Four Roses Bourbon. Enjoy responsibly. Now, Colson Montgomery stands in. First pitch, Montgomery swings at it. Skies a pop-up beyond third in foul territory. Suarez over near the tarp with plenty of room. He'll make the catch, and that's the first out in the White Sox fourth inning. Brings up Chase Meidroth. Meidroth has been nursing a wrist injury, kept him out of the lineup last night. You normally see him in there, especially against a left-handed thrower, but didn't play. Back in there again tonight. He's been swinging the bat well and singled his first time up tonight. Now 9 for his last 24. Came in hitting around 350 in his last 8 games. First pitch to Meidroth is a strike over the outside corner. 0-1 on Meidroth. Hitting .274 on the year. Pick to first, chases Montgomery back to the bag. Montgomery only has 1 stolen base. He's been caught twice. Quickly bounces right back out to a good lead. Lauder to the plate. Swing the ground ball to Ellie. Should be 2. Flips it to McLean. There's 1. On to first. There's the double.
DuPont reaching up and making the catch. Right in front of the 408 marker to keep us scoreless.
Corbin Carroll all the way to the wall. And he's got it. Wow. What a catch. Oh, my goodness. That might be the catch of the year in 26.
Long run for Bench towards the line. He slides, goes crashing into the wall, and he made the catch.
It bounces to the wall. Tavares gets to third. He's being waved home. Relay to the plate. Tavares.
That was beautifully done by both Nimmo and Lopez on the relay.
Shallow right field. Who's going to get it? What a play by Garcia.
Try to navigate the space, leaning over and almost falling over. But bottom line, he made the catch and he gets back upright. Center field, diving attempt, and it's caught. Brenton Doyle, the Gold Glover, with a great catch.
A screamer, but Casey slides, and he makes the catch on the backhand.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. Be cool? Sound like a plan. Think we did good. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Chef.
Reds come to bat here in the 5th inning. Trailing the White Sox by a run, 1-0 Chicago. Hector Rodriguez walked his first time up. That's for the second time. And Castillo's first pitch to him is a fastball right by the swinging bat of Rodriguez for strike one. Here's the 0-1. Too far outside with a fastball. That'll even up the count. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Hector Rodriguez. Just 2 for 17 to begin his major league career. Rodriguez, hands held high, tucked back in the back of the left-handed batter's box, and he takes a fastball that misses away. It's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on Rodriguez. Great night here on the south side of Chicago. Cloudy, overcast, more rain and storms rolled through Chicago earlier today. Late morning, early afternoon, the pitch to Rodriguez down and away. More storms in Cincinnati, as I understand it, again. 3 balls, 1 strike, and here comes Castillo's 3-1. Swinging a ground ball right side. Diving stop by Antonacci. The second baseman pops to his feet. His one-hop throw is in time to Murakami for the out. Boy, that looked like a sure hit off the bat of Hector Rodriguez. It was sharply hit to the right side, but Antonacci laying out to his left, able to make the play and then bounce the throw on one long hop to first to get the out.
Kid looks like he's got a nose for the baseball. Antonacci does.
Well, we heard that he's a grinder, and he put it on display right there. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner, and it's 0-1 on Jose Trevino. Hard-nosed player. It's not a coincidence that he's one of the league leaders in hit by pitches. Antonacci, check swing, and Trevino didn't go. Had a pitch up and away. Count evens now at 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. And Trevino takes just off the outside corner, slider away, and it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Castillo puts his glove up again out in front of his body, tucks it as he winds and delivers. Swinging a ground ball to the shortstop. Up with it, Mydroff. His peg to first is in time. 2 men are out here in the Reds' 5th as we look at the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum trivia question of the game. Reds White Sox trivia this series. While Hall of Famer Tom Seaver spent the majority of his career pitching for the New York Mets, he also spent notable stretches of his career pitching for the Reds and White Sox. What career milestone did Seaver accomplish during his time pitching for the Sox? Was it A, pitched his lone career no-hitter, bunted by T.J. Friedl, right side. Fielding it as Castillo scoops to the first baseman, Murakami, in time to get the out on T.J. Friedl. It was a bang-bang play. Good bunt by Friedl. Great job by Castillo to get off the mound and field it, and then scooping it right from the glove to the first baseman, Murakami, for the out. Side retired. The Reds are done here in the 5th, and we go to the bottom of the 5th, halfway through it, with the Sox still leading 1-0 on the Reds Radio Network.
Ronald Acuna Jr. pouring dirt into Ozzie Albies' glove, and then so Ozzie's walking out saying, hang on, what's falling out of my glove? Hold on. What? And I'm telling you, man, he's got almost half the infield in there.
And he's going to just get Bowers into a crab walk backwards and eventually tag him out. And Bowers began to do the crab walk like he was in PE in first grade.
You don't see that often.
You got to have fun on the baseball field, right? Pete fouls one off right over toward Craig Alpernez in the dugout. That was on the ground. He's had enough.
It's like there's a magnet over there.
He has seen enough.
He's going to get a glove. He's going to get his catcher's mitt.
It's about time, Alfie.
That ball got into the upper deck, and then it ended back up on the playing field. Oh, no.
Not happy.
David Peterson on to pitch. Jacob Marcy loses the bat, which hits the netting and stays right there. How about that? Wow.
Not Charlotte's, but City Fields Webb.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
2-0 in favor of the White Sox. They bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch is taken off. Nope, on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 on Tristan Peters. Peters struck out his first time up. Now he swings, hits one in the air down the right field line. Long run, Tolia back to the infield, reaches out, can't get there. It's going to land on the track up next to the sidewall, way down the right field line in foul territory. So to finish that question, what career milestone did Tom Seaver accomplish during his time pitching for the Sox? A, pitched his lone career no-hitter. We both think that happened with the Reds. B, recorded his 3,000th career strikeout. Or C, won his 300th career game.
I'm going with the 300th game.
I'm going to say 3,000th strikeout. Pitch is down and in. 1-2 on Peters. Lauder's 1-2. Pop foul, third base side, twisting back into the seats. That's out of play.
Tell you what Lauder's doing tonight that I really do like, Tommy. He's coming inside the left-handers. You know, they've loaded up the lineup with lefties on him, and lefties have been the ones that have always given him a little bit of problem, especially with extra base hits and harder hit balls. But he's coming right in the elbows here tonight.
1-2, rip foul again. That was the 70th pitch of the night for Lauder. A ball and 2 strikes on Tristan Peters. Lauder's had a nice start so far. He's only given up the 1 run on a home run. Mistake pitch to Drew Romo, the Sox 9-hole hitter and their catcher tonight. The pitch misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tristan Peters. Sox actually short-handed at the catching position. Went out and got a catcher at the deadline. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball down the first base line, but it's a foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes still, and holding on Tristan Peters. Went out, added Joey Bart at the deadline. Now the pitch, wave and a miss, and down on strikes, Tristan Peters. Only the 3rd strikeout of the game tonight for Rhett Lauder. It's the first out here in the 5th. Second time tonight that Peters has been a strikeout victim. But it wasn't long after the White Sox acquired him that Joey Bart broke his hand. Now finds himself on the injured list. Swinging a ground ball back up the middle. That's in the center field. Brenton Doyle has a base hit, his first of the night. Doyle leading off last night against the left-hander. Way down to the lineup tonight against the right-handed throwing Lauder, but he's now 1 for 2 with a single through the middle. And here is Drew Romo we are talking about, providing the White Sox their only run tonight. Their backup catcher now. It was the 6th home run of the year for Romo. He's just a 125 hitter. Lauder throws, and Romo swings and fouls it away at home plate. Romo doesn't hit right-handers at all. White Sox actually claimed him from the Mets off waivers. One time he was a first-round pick. Rockies selected him 35th overall out of the Woodlands down in Texas. Romo, a high school pick. Here's the 0-1. And Lauder backs off the rubber and resets.
You know, every time I see a guy with a 120 batting average or so hitting a home run, it reminds me of what Joe Nuxall used to say all the time. You swing that bat, you can be dangerous.
That's right. Now Romo backs out of the box. Lauder's 0-1. Fouled back. 0-2 now on Romo. It's actually 3 active major leaguers right now that graduated from the Woodlands down near Houston, Woodlands High. Do you know the others?
Paul Goldschmidt being one of them.
Paul Goldschmidt, correct.
Let's see.
The other one's a pitcher. Swinging a bouncing ball. Matt McClain moving to his right field. Scoops it to Ellie. 1. Back to first. Close. Not in time. Boy, Ellie really got on that throw. Reds almost got a double play out of that slow roller, but it took McClain toward the bag. So he gloved it and almost in one motion, fielding that ball with his glove and scooping it to Ellie. The Reds nearly got a double play out of that, but settled for just the one out. Bang, bang at first, but 4-6 on the fielder's choice at second base. Here's Sam Antonacci. Jamison Tyone is the other name.
There you go, yeah.
Pitch down too low for ball one. 1-0 on Antonacci. Tyone, Goldschmidt, and Drew Romo, all from the Woodlands High School.
We used to play golf over at the Woodlands when the Reds would go down and visit the Houston area. Speaking of Joe.
Swinging, there's a little looping liner, short center. Ellie can't get it. That's going to float over his head for a hit. They throw in behind the runner. Romo at second base does Friedel, but Romo just gets back to the bag.
Little jam shot right there, right in on the hands. That pitch was down and in, and Ellie went up to get it right over the tip of his glove, and a little squirt job with 2 outs. And White Sox now dangerous here as they get through the middle of the order.
Runners at first and second with 2 away. Here's Murakami. Lauder's first pitch. Murakami takes in the dirt inside for ball one. Two on, 2 out. Lauder's 1-0. On the inside corner with a strike. White Sox leading it 1-0. They have 6 hits tonight to the Reds 1. The Reds got a 1-out single from Sal Stewart back in the first. That's been it so far. Lauder delivers and Murakami takes low, and Jose Trevino didn't think it was. I'm afraid that it might have been. And it was.
Cincinnati has won the challenge.
So the Reds lose a challenge there. Of course, that would have been a big pitch. But it was almost 2 inches below the zone. Lauder delivers the 2-1. Check swing on a strike over the outside corner. Good backdoor breaking ball there. Snapped off the hook. Got it in there.
One of those slow curve balls that Lauder just started throwing a couple of starts ago, and I think it's really helped him separate the breaking ball from the fastball, having 2 speeds on his breaking pitches.
Here's the 2-2. Low and inside, and now the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
I mean, we saw that last night with the White Sox starter, Sean Burke. Had a hard slider and a slow curve ball to go along with a cutter and a fastball. He was hard to guess along with.
Payoff pitch, runners go, and it's outside. So now Lauder ending up in a little bit of trouble here. They're loaded. There are 2 outs in the inning. But you're right in the heart of that White Sox lineup now, and you've got a hitter coming to the plate, and Andrew Benintendi that has hit the ball pretty well both times he's been up, though having nothing to show for it. First time up, flew out to the right fielder Hector Rodriguez. Last time up, he hit a missile up the middle. It just so happened to be right at Ellie De La Cruz, who's going to play up the middle again with Benintendi at the plate. Matt Tracy, the Reds' acting pitching coach, is out of the mound, paying Lauder a visit here. With that walk, Munetaka Murakami extends his on-base streak now to 27 consecutive games reaching base safely. Nobody in baseball has a longer streak than Munetaka. Bags packed, 2 outs. Lauder back out of the windup. Here he comes. First pitch on the way. Benintendi takes down and in. Ball 1. Benintendi with a chance to do some damage against his childhood team. Lauder's 1-0. And a swing and a miss and a changeup in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Really good pitch there by Rhett Lauder. Really sold it as a fastball. Great arm action. Had Benintendi way out in front.
1-1. Swinging a foul left side, so he came back with a fastball off the changeup. Benintendi late, shoots it into the upper deck, third base side. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Benintendi. Here's Louders, 1-2. In the dirt inside, Benintendi skips back out of the way of ball 2. Good job by Trevino to keep that from getting away. Big insurance run right now for the White Sox down at third base. The bases are loaded.
Well, this is the decision pitch right here on a 2-2 count. You do not want to go full with the bases loaded and get those runners off and running.
Here's Louders, 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with a fastball. Blew it by Benintendi, and the inning is over.
The ball in the hat. So whose ball is it? It's a good question. I'm going to have to ask that lady from Philly.
Meanwhile, out the Cove, just going to sort of check and see what the score is.
I saw Rizzo jersey trying to make the play on it. It'd be.
He hadn't. He literally hit it right to him.
That's why I'm retired, is what he just said.
That ball drilled deep to left field. We're going to be tied at 2. Cam Smith back in the lineup tonight, 2 for 3 with home run number 16 on the year. A line drive laser ties it. Oh, the Candy Man, Cam, to his own foghorn here in the North Bay. Big swing. This is a slider down. You said low line drive. How about a 17-degree launch angle? That's a 2-iron off the deck.
Reds come to bat in the 6th. Still trailing the White Sox 1-0. Matt McLain takes off the outside corner. It is still Luis Castillo on for Chicago. 1-0 on McLain. Here's Castillo's 1-0 pitch, and that's off the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. McLain wanding the bat out over the plate. Here comes Castillo. McLain didn't want to, but chased a pitch away. 2-1. Pretty close to a 50-50 split. Castillo strikes and balls tonight. And the pitch is way off the outside corner. 3-1, and now McLain finds himself way ahead of the count here. Boy, the Reds haven't had a base runner since 1 out in the 2nd. 11 straight retired by Castillo, and now the 3-1 McLain, and he missed outside ball 4. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. Now Ellie De La Cruz. McLain, huge secondary leadoff first. Ellie first ball swinging, skies one high into short left. Coming on is Peters. He'll make the catch in very short left field. McLain stays at first, and now there's 1 out.
Been kind of a frustrating night for Ellie here. He hit a ground ball out his last time out. Struck out his first time, had a good swing on that pitch, and just popped it up.
Now Sal Stewart, runner at first base, 1 out. Castillo brings it home, and Sal a wave and a miss. An awkward swing by Sal Stewart, almost like he was swinging a sword there.
Really interesting the way that Castillo's handled Stewart tonight. Last time up, did nothing but fastballs inside. First pitch this at bat, slider away.
Castillo's 0-1. Swing and a miss, and a count 0-2. Reds have not advanced a base runner that they've had tonight. Sal Stewart singled to the first, stayed there. Hector Rodriguez walked in the second, was stranded there. Matt McClain walked leading off this inning. He's still at first, and now they pick that way, and he's picked off.
Oh, my. Murakami
chasing him now to second, flips to the second baseman, and Tanachu tags out McClain. 1-3-4. McClain picked off and caught stealing.
Well, the Reds ought to know as well as anybody that Luis Castillo has had a reputation his entire Major League career of having one of the best pickoff moves out there. I think if you go back to right-handers who pitch for the Reds, Johnny Cueto and Castillo are two guys that you better stay close to the bag on.
Now the 0-2 to Sal Stewart. In the dirt.
You know, the worst part about that, when you're picked off by a right-handed pitcher and you're not running on the pitch, you've got too big of a lead.
McClain started back to the bag and realized immediately he couldn't get back. Here's the 1-2. Up and away to Sal, and catcher Romo wants to challenge. First they check if he swung. He didn't.
Catcher is challenging the ball call.
So let's see. That was high, well high.
Call is confirmed. Chicago has one challenge remaining.
Well, pretty confident with the call confirmed report. Alan Porter, the crew chief, at first. Alex McKay's at second. Roberto Ortiz around at third, your umpiring crew tonight. Stewart takes off the outside corner. It's gone from an 0-ball, 2-strike count to full 3-2. 87 throws from the right arm of Luis Castillo so far tonight. Now he's home with the payoff pitch to Sal Stewart. Swung on and fouled straight back. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes on Stewart. White Sox clinging to the slimmest of leads. Here's Castillo's payoff. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Down up.
Second home run of the game, 26th of the year for Ohtani. And what do we have here?
Obviously a big, strong guy, long arms. You want to be able to tie up inside, but you can't just pitch him one way.
Noah Cameron, incomplete, command of the Twins. 9 strikeouts, ties a career best. Soda's 8 innings. Spectacular.
Major League Baseball's best 29-5 since June 25th. 7 in a row for the Red Sox.
How about that for a response? First pitch of the ball game from Lauer, PCA. I'm the designated hitter. All hit. 420 feet. Game on. And not a lot of experience as a designated hitter, but he is absolutely locked in.
Anel Henao lines it into left field. The Guardians take the lead. This kid's unbelievable. He's 4 for 4 in his big league debut.
Delicious mess-free snack that's easy to pack, easy to share, and just as easy to love. It's no surprise they're the #1 mini muffin brand. Little bites make snack time an easy win.
Reds are down 1-0 as the White Sox bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, Chris, you know, You hear pearls of wisdom throughout one's life. The pitch, swinging a ground ball to the first baseman, handled by the first baseman, Tolia. He will race to the bag, beating Braden Montgomery there for the out. 3 unassisted. And one of those pieces of wisdom you hear in life is never stop learning. Well, tonight I learned I like banana cake.
I'm glad you learned something constructive there, Tommy. I thought your bit of advice was going to be never turn down an offer of free banana cake.
Well, that's also true. Good piece of advice.
I'm with you.
Well.
You have a 100% unanimous vote up here on the banana cake.
It is so good.
Thank you to the White Sox broadcaster, Lenny Casper.
Here's the 1-0 pitch to Colson Montgomery. A swing and a ground ball foul, first base side. They make that in-house here at the ballpark.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I thought maybe they had a fan bring it in. He said, no, it's made right here. Their concessions company makes it here in the ballpark. They've got a bakery here, and, well, they know what they're doing down there. The 1-1 is lined into right field. That's a base hit. Colson Montgomery is on with a 1-out single here in the 6th.
You know, this is one of those ball games. It's only a 1-0 game, but it's...
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Raines, he pops it up. Lopez fires his mask right into the gut of Tim Raines. Injury to insult.
So you got to laugh to keep from crying. Oh, that got me. Oh, was that funny? I know it's not funny, but he's all right.
The region, JTM Food Group has been pioneering kettle-crafted culinary solutions for years. From tantalizing dips to mouth-watering sauces and more, we lead the pack in delivering high-quality, on-trend items to the entire food service industry. But it's not just about the food. It's about our commitment to doing things the JTM way, with passion, integrity, and a dedication to God and His people. Taste the difference today and learn more at jtmfoodgroup.com. JTM, let's create great dishes together.
With 1 on and 1 out, the Wolvers mustard pitching change brings in Julian Garcia out of the Reds bullpen. Young man having a really good run of it so far. 18 games overall. Wolvers mustard, put some mustard on it.
Well, Garcia will get Chase Mydroth. Runner on at first with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Garcia's pitch. Mydroth tries to bunt. And they ask at first if he did offer, and he didn't, apparently. Pulled the bat back in time. The count is 1-0 on Mydroth. One on, 1 out. Garcia readies the belt and throws. Mydroth takes a look at a strike, and it's 1-1. Garcia sets. And here he comes. In the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike on Chase Mydroth. Hey, Reds fans, Kroger gives you more ways to save. Low prices in every aisle, digital coupons in the app, and fuel points. Save up to $1 per gallon. Kroger, official grocery partner of the Reds. Swung on, hit in the air, left field, pretty deep. Back in a hurry, Blade on the track, leaps, it's gone. And just like that, it's 3-0 Chicago. A 2-run shot by Mydroth. Garcia uses that breaking ball so much, hung that one a little bit on the outer half of the plate, and Mydroth made him pay.
Okay, he got it up there around the letters, and Mydroth, who only had 5 home runs last year, gets his 12th of the season this year. In just about the same number of at-bats.
Garcia home with a first pitch fastball upstairs for ball 1 to Tristan Peters. Peters has struck out both times. Both of those at-bats came against the Red starter, Rhett Lauder, and a swing and a miss, a slider down and in.
Yeah, the Reds came from 3 runs down last night. They'll have to do it again tonight.
The 1-1. It's sharply past the diving first baseman Tolian down the right field line into the corner. On his way to second, Peters, and he will stop there with a 1-out double. Well, Garcia doesn't seem to be fooling these White Sox hitters right now.
Another hanging breaking ball, that time not around the letters, but about waist high, and that is just not a pitch you can throw to big leaguers and get away with. For this White Sox team, who they've got a 2.5 game lead in the American League Central, they have a tendency to be able to add on as the game goes on.
Swing and a miss, and a breaking ball by Brenton Doyle. Oh, and 1 on Doyle. Garcia delivers the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball and a good one. And Doyle behind the count, no balls and 2 strikes. White Sox now with a 3-0 lead here in the 6th inning. 12th home run of the year by Chase Mydroth. His 2nd hit tonight. Guy that came in swinging the bat quite well for the White Sox. Here's the 0-2. A little bit down and away over now about a week and a half that Mydroth's been swinging it well. One ball, 2 strikes on Doyle. Garcia spins and looks the runner back to second base. If you're listening tonight on your car, truck radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? The 1-2. Just off the inside corner to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nothing happening behind Luis Castillo in the White Sox bullpen. 2-2. Strike 3 called. Throws him on the outside corner with a fastball. Brenton Doyle is down on strikes. Jose Trevino is prepared to challenge that pitch if, in fact, it was called a ball. It wasn't. Now 2 away in the 6th, and Drew Romo bats with a runner at second and 2 away. Here comes the first pitch to Romo, and a check swing foul over to the front of the White Sox third base dugout. The 0-1. Swung on in the air. Short center. Long run. Friedel in a hurry. Still racing in.
How about the different personalities of those 2 home runs? But they both sounded like home runs off the bat.
Well, they sure did.
The Brew Crew, pitching and defense, the name of the game. And Luis Lara has done it twice.
Yeah, this is Cam Schlittler. 11 strikeouts, no walks, taking that American League ERA lead down even farther.
Eric Hill with a walk-off
leadoff single past the drawn in infield. And the Phillies finally get their fourth walk-off victory of the season, a 7-6 win in 12 over the Jays.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Fastball at 102. A half-hearted effort out of Roden, and that is strikeout number 200 on the season for Jacob Mizorowski. Folks, it is August the 9th.
Down the third base line. Spray goes home, and he hits Ronnie Smith. Now also heading home is Voigt. He's in. The ball will go over to the seats. Heading home is McLemore. And he is safe, and the ball is dropped. And the fans are furious. The Toronto Blue Jays, the world champions, have done their 1962 Mets imitation.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Luis Castillo on the mound here trying to get through the seventh inning, and he throws the first pitch to J.J. Bleday, who pops it up behind home plate, and that'll go into foul territory for strike one. On the season, Castillo has only pitched 7 complete innings or more one time, and that was against the Reds when the Reds were in Seattle. Swing and a miss by Bleday, and he's down no balls and 2 strikes. He's given up 1 hit, and he leads this ball game 3-0. Bleday settles in, 0-2, taps the plate, holds the bat flat, and here comes the pitch, high and away. It looked like early on for Castillo, who has made a reputation more recently of being a super control pitcher, throwing a lot of strikes. It looked like he was a little bit too strong here tonight. And he misses inside, and it counts 2-2. And he has only thrown 93 pitches here. He is in the very beginning of the 7th inning. And the 2-2 is inside, ball 3. White Sox got him in exchange for 4 minor leaguers right at the trade deadline, and a swing and a miss, and he gets another strikeout. This time J.J. Bleday chases an off-speed pitch, a changeup, and there's 1 down in the 7th.
That's 8 strikeouts now for Luis Castillo tonight.
But he only struck out 3 Reds when he went 7 innings in Seattle against this Reds team. In that ball game, he gave up 4 hits and 3 runs. Now Eugenio Suarez, and a fastball in the inside corner. That's a strike.
Well, the 8 is a season high for him.
And there's a strike again, right the same spot, fastball under the elbows.
He struck out 7 in his first start of the year. Over 6 innings against the Yankees. That was his high water mark until tonight.
The 0-2 slider down and away, and it's 1-2 to Suarez. Peering in, and come the full windup. Here comes Castillo, and a swing and a miss. Got the sinker down and in at 96, and that's 2 up, 2 down, both by strikeouts here in the 7th. 9 of them now for La Piedra. One noticeable difference in the look of Luis Castillo is that he has cut his dreads right to about shoulder length. Swing and a miss. He blows a fastball by Michael Toglia, 0-1. Cut your hair and you produce a Herculean effort. swing and a miss, and he has thrown nothing but strikes and throwing it right by the Reds hitters in this inning. And now the fans here at Rate Field are on their feet to award Castillo, and just off the plate is that pitch, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Reds' left-handed hitting first baseman Michael Toglia. Rocking and firing at 1-2 is a little bit low, a slider. You know, I guess if nothing else, what this shows you in back-to-back games against pretty good right-handed starting pitching is that the Reds don't have enough left-handed thump in their lineup or on their roster. And here's the 2-2 swing and a miss, and he has struck out the side in the 7th.
First major league home run for Angel Hinao. First week in the big leagues, first major league home run for the 22-year-old Dominican.
Gauge jump, a quality start. 6 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned with 2 walks, and a career high 11 strikeouts.
Over is George Kirby on the run along with Cal. Cal slides and he makes the catch. You talk about grit and hustle. What a great play by both those guys.
Jack Caglione with a 4-hit game and home run number 2.
It's a barrel party hosted by Jack Caglione tonight, and he has done everything you can possibly do as a hitter.
Sandy Alcantara has gotten more outs than anyone who has ever put on a Marlins uniform. It took 108 pitches, and Sandy Alcantara, on the day that he makes history, is through 7 scoreless innings.
The beauty of this jersey is the field, the texture, the thin, the stitching is heavy, so you kind of feel that jersey that was very heavy. Check it out, the last name and the number, they have a little glitter on them, so they kind of stack up. It just feels right. I had some really cool cleats to go with it. The way it gets dirty when you slide, it just kind of like rubs off on that glitter. It's really, really cool.
Saturday and Sunday. Call 937-655-5018 or visit mulchamerica.com for more details. We're located at 2483 State Route 22 and 3 West Wilmington, Ohio.
For over 100 years, your USI insurance team has been protecting local businesses and employees. See how the right plan and the right partner can help protect your company's most valuable assets. USI, proud insurance broker of the Cincinnati Reds.
Pitching change, and this one is Sam Ball, the left-hander, in for game number 55 this season. Ball comes in and faces the top of the order. Wolvers Mustard puts some mustard on it. Sam Antonacci, the leadoff hitter, is the batter, and he takes a pitch on the inside corner strike. For Ball, this is career game 268. Over the course of 7 different major league seasons. Started at Oakland, and he's spent the last 4 now with the Reds. Antonacci waits, and the slinging lefty throws a slider down and away for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wants it down and away, and the pitch is right on that outside corner for a strike. A good-looking breaking ball from Maul. Hagen Smith is the left-handed pitcher warming up down in the White Sox, so we have probably seen the last of Luis Castillo. Not going to break any hearts in the Reds dugouts. Swing and a foul straight back.
You're right about that. Boy, the Reds just did not have an answer for Luis Castillo tonight.
Well, they didn't have an answer for Sean Burke last night until they were able to scratch a few runs across against the relief corps. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Maul delivers, and a little reach job and a foul tip to stay alive is Tanachi's a left-handed batter that went 14 pitches with Emilio Pagan last night. Oh, is that ever a classic at bat? With the game on the line, the 14th pitch, a high fastball that Pagan got by him. This one is going to be a loop job over the third baseman's head in the left field, and there comes Baudet to pick it off and hold him to a single. So a little bloop single, opposite way, and the White Sox are beginning a little bit of a threat again.
And Tanachi with his third hit tonight.
You know, you look at the guy and you just wonder how he does it. He did hit a ball well in the third inning when he hit a gapper against Rhett Lauder. Got another base hit in the fifth inning, a little grounder up the middle. And now Munetaka Murakami swings, and off the end of the bat, it'll go foul. Reds trying to hang a zero on the board and keep it right here. The Sox have 3 runs on 10 hits. The Reds have 1 hit. Murakami takes it outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch to the plate is a check swing. They're going to ask if he went or not. He did not, according to Roberto Ortiz. And the count now 2 balls and a strike to the number 2 hitter, power hitting lefty in the lineup, Murakami. Reds looking for a ground ball double play. Swing and a miss. Came up empty on a low slider right there, and it's a 2-2 count. Reds have activity in the bullpen. Looks like they've got a right-hander down throwing. But right now it belongs to Maul. A long hold to look to first base 2 or 3 times. Coming to the plate, swung on and popped up. Medium depth center field, it'll be TJ Friedel has a beat on that one, and he puts it away for out number 1. Pinch hitting for Andrew Benintendi. They're going to send up a right-hander, Randall Grichuk. Grichuk was in the starting lineup last night. Had a double on a run scored. He is a good low ball hitter. I mean, a really good low ball hitter. And Jose Trevino's out now to the mound to have a little conference with Ball to probably tell him exactly that. Grichuk, 34-year-old right-handed hitter. Wide stance, slightly open. Kind of crouches down at the plate. And Donachi, good lead at first base. Maul checking him out. And he's going to go over to running back. Randall Grichuk, the former number 1 draft pick for the Angels in 2008, and it's off the plate outside, ball 1. If Grichuk can hit the ball the other way, he's got the right side of the infield wide open. Matt McClain hugging the second base bag, the runner at first being held on, and there's a ground ball foul down the left field line. It'll bounce off the tarp. Reds trying to find a way out of this inning to thwart this rally. You really cannot afford to get too many more runs on the board here. They're already down 3-zip. Grichuk crouching over, rocking the bat back and forth, and here's the pitch. Swung on and popped up. Right side. Here comes the right fielder, Rodriguez, near the line, and in fair territory, slips, but he's able to catch the ball. Boy, it looked like he overran that ball, but he was able to put the brakes on, arches back and make the catch.
Wow. You talk about showing off a little athleticism there. He did overrun it. And that's why he slipped, because he realized, slammed on the brakes, and doing so took some of the turf up, but he was able to stay on his feet. I don't know how he was able to stay on his feet.
Get a couple of style points on that one. Bottom line is he caught the ball and there are 2 out. Now Braden Montgomery, there goes the runner. The throw to second base by Trevino is not going to be in time. A one-hopper picked by McClain. The tag on him, but not before. And CINCINNATI gets a stolen base. So now a runner in scoring position for Braden Montgomery. 1 for 3, a base hit surrounded by a couple of ground ball outs. And a swing and a ground ball on the right side. A diving stop by the first baseman, Tolia, to throw to first. Got him. What a play by Sam Maul. He negotiated fielding the throw, stepping on the bag exactly the same time, and they ring him up at first base for the 3rd out of the inning.
And he had to make a twisting catch on that as well. Wasn't a perfect throw. It was behind him a little bit. Great play.
Wow, good D right.
Schlittler, 25 years old. He spent the season until June in Double-A last year, then moved up to Triple-A, and he was called up to the Yankees on July 9th, and what a difference he made. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the sinker. Swing and a miss. That's the sinker. 4 strikeouts in a row, 8 on the game.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
New pitcher on the mound for the White Sox as we go to the top of the 8th inning. It'll be a newcomer. He is in only his 2nd major league game. A left-hander just called up, Hagen Smith.
His first pitch is down and away for ball 1. 1-0 on Dane Myers. Myers off the bench now to hit for the Reds, and a swing and a miss and a pitch down. Count is even 1-1. He's batting for Hector Rodriguez. Smith back to the plate now with a 1-1. Myers takes up and away. Back before Dane Myers was getting consistent playing time, basically everyday playing time, he was doing a really nice job pinch hitting off the bench. The pitch low and in. 3-1. And that is a very, very difficult thing to do, but he had been doing an admirable job. Kind of was getting into a little bit of a rhythm doing it. 3-1. And he takes out, nope, called a strike on the outside corner, and he wants to challenge.
Better challenging the strike.
And I think that was well outside.
Sure looked like it.
Myers was already headed down to first. He couldn't believe it. It is a ball.
Going in the right direction.
Calls overturned. Cincinnati has won. The challenge remains.
That was almost 2.5 inches outside.
Interesting move right here, really, by Will Venable. They brought Smith up. He's one of the youngsters that they come out of the farm system. He was a starter down in Charlotte, which is their AAA franchise. But when he started his games down there, when he started 14 of them, he averaged 6 walks per 9 innings. And he has been in only one ball game. He is a kind of a herky-jerky left-hander, 6'3" tall, and with a very short arm release, down low arm slot.
Now Tyler Stevenson, pinch hitting for Jose Trevino. First pitch to Stevenson, swing and a foul at home plate. Strike one on Stevenson.
If you could teach T-Rex to throw a baseball, he would pitch like Hagen Smith.
Think T-Rex left-handed?
He was pretty nasty when it came to taking care of the spread, I'll tell you that.
Here's the 0-1. Way high and outside, 1-1. Yeah, I think everything was on the spread table for old T-Rex. Tyler had a big hit last night. Stevenson a big 2-run single in the 8th inning, slapping one into right field. The pitch, swings and again fouls it back. Probably the biggest hit of the night for the Reds. It was Stevenson's hit that brought the Reds all the way back from a once 4-0 deficit. Smith's 1-2. Stevenson takes on the outside corner. Strike 2. I guess that wasn't the 1-2 pitch. Stevenson thinks it was. And now they are going to realize it was strike 3. So Jim Wolf says that's it. Stevenson was starting back at the dugout and then realized, wait a second. Now the Reds are going to go to the bench again. Terry Francona unloading the bench here against Smith in the 8th inning. Noelvi Marte off the bench to hit for T.J. Friedel. Smith the paws, the belt. Here he comes. Marte pounds it to the ground, foul, third base side, and Willie Harris picks it clean over in the third base coach's box and fires it up into the seats. Three-0 White Sox, the 0-1. And Marte takes a look at a strike over the outside corner, 0-2. Marte, just a 200 hitter, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Marte. Strike 3 called. By the way, 6 home runs, 15 driven in for Marte. But he strikes out here, just had to clear that up. Didn't want to shortchange him. It's back-to-back strikeouts now for the left-hander Hagen Smith. Pitch to the right-handed hitting Matt McLean, and he takes a strike. Outside corner at the knees with a cutter, 0-1 on McLean. The 0-1. Strike 2. Same spot, fastball, nails the outside corner knee high. Now 0-2 on McLean. Again, the Reds get the leadoff man on. Second time in 3 innings. Reds haven't advanced him. Here comes the lefty Smith, 0-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a breaking ball down and in. Inning.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so I would wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding. So when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
Left center Profar sprints over. Oh, he lost it. It looked like it was going to be a really good play for Jurgen Profar. He did not see that ball. He didn't even come close to it.
These interactions between
between De La Cruz and Tito Francona have been priceless.
Got it there. Yes, indeed.
And the ball wasn't the only thing that landed in the basket.
What in the world happened out there to Jung-Ho Lee?
That's wild. I mean, you don't see that in the big leagues.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a, brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
Save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx on insurance.
It's 165 at Rising Star Casino in Rising Sun. The Ace of Spades jackpot is $165,000. Wager $20 for a shot at $165,000. 8 p.m. Thursday at Rising Star. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 800-9-WHIP-IT.
Wolver's Buster pitching change will bring in Ron Marinaccio, right-handed pitcher. The Reds just picked him up all that not too long ago. He's only been in the second game now. Marinaccio's been all around this year. Started in San Diego, went to Pittsburgh, and now with the Reds. Wolver's mustard, put some mustard on it.
Missed with ball one to Montgomery. Now the 1-0 pitch is outside. 2 balls and no strikes on Colson Montgomery. 3-0. It's the White Sox in front of the Reds in this one. Here's the 2-0. Down and away. The Reds have a little different look now. Dane Myers is in center field. Noelvi Marte has taken over in right. Tyler Stevenson's catching. The pitch is outside, and that's a 4-pitch walk to begin the White Sox 8th inning. The Reds and Avocados from Peru have teamed up to give you the chance to win a new 2026 Toyota Tacoma SR or a Reds VIP experience. To enter, just register at reds.com/AvoReds and follow Avos from Peru on Instagram. Leadoff walk in the 8th. Now Chase Mydroth, the hitter. Mydroth watches a first pitch strike. 0-1. Mydroth's been a big part of the White Sox success tonight. He singled back in the second inning, and then the 2-run home run, which felt backbreaking for the Reds in the 6th. Here's the 0-1. In the dirt outside, the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike on Mydroth. Montgomery inches off the bag over at first. The right-hander's 1-1. Swung on, popped up into the air. First base side, twisting back into the seats. That's out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The home run for Mydroth back in the 6th. His 12th home run of the year. Gives him 48 RBIs this season. He's also hit into a double play. Marinaccio would like one of those right now. Here's the 1-2. Ground ball foul, third base side. The answer to tonight's Reds Hall of Fame and Museum trivia question of the game, while Hall of Famer Tom Seaver spent the majority of his career pitching for the New York Mets, he also spent notable stretches of his career pitching for the Reds and White Sox. What career milestone did Seaver accomplish during his time pitching for the Sox? A, pitched his lone career no-hitter. 1-2. In the dirt outside, backpicked by Trevino. B, recorded his 3,000th career strikeout, or C, won his 300th career game. You said won his 300th. I said got his 3,000th strikeout. Would you like to change your answer? Stick with it.
I'm sticking with the wins, the 300 wins with the White Sox.
That's exactly what it was.
Okay.
Here's the 2-2. Fouled back. Answer is C. August the 4th, 1985. In his second season with the White Sox, Tom Seaver became the 17th pitcher in Major League history to win 300 games, tossing a complete game in a 4-1 victory over the Yankees at Yankee Stadium. Seaver both pitched his lone career no-hitter and recorded his 3,000th career strikeout with the Reds. Here's the 2-2. Meidroth checks his swing. Strike 3 called. Over the inside corner, knee high. Meidroth caught watching. Big strikeout for Marinaccio after the leadoff walk of Montgomery. That's the first out here in the 8th inning. The batter is Tristan Peters. He has doubled and struck out twice tonight, 1 for 3. Peters bats with a runner on at first and 1 out. Right-hander brings it home and misses up and away for ball 1.
You know, just taking a chance to look through some of the career statistics of Tom Seaver. Did you know that he had 231 complete games?
How long do you think it would take in the big leagues with every pitcher combined? How many years would it take before we got to 231 complete games?
We'll be living on Mars by then.
2-0 on Tristan Peters. Here it comes, down and in. Let me know when you find a good piece of real estate up there. I prefer to have a pool.
You like red clay, do you?
Yeah. 3-0 the count on Peters. Right-hander readies, and the 3-0 pitch. Outside, ball 4. The 4-pitch walk started the inning. That was the Colson Montgomery, a left-handed batter. He struck out Chase Meidroth, and now another left-handed batter, Tristan Peters, walks on 4 pitches. So the second walk of the inning, and now there's 2 on with 1 out. Another right-hander, and Brenton Doyle up there now. 1 for 3 tonight, Doyle. Pitch. Doyle takes strike 1 on the outside corner. So for whatever reason, Ron Marinaccio wants nothing to do with the left-handers apparently tonight. Marinaccio sets ready. Eyeballs the runner at second. Here he comes with the 0-1 pitch to Brenton Doyle. Swung on, skied high into the air. Shallow right field. On comes Marte. He will make the catch in very shallow right center. That's the second out.
You know, Marinaccio was originally property of the New York Yankees. He was drafted out of the University of Delaware, 19th round, and came up with the Yankees. Had a tremendous first year. 2022, he pitched in 40 games for the Yankees with a 2.0 earned run average. Pitched 45 games for the Yankees then, and a couple of years later moved on to the Padres.
Swinging a ground ball right back up the middle, and that's in the center field, a base hit. Up throwing Dane Myers. Here comes the throw to the plate. It'll be cut off. It's 4-0 White Sox. Brenton Doyle strikes again. This time an RBI single and a smash up the middle. Scoring Colson Montgomery from second base. Peters around to third. They're at the corners with 1 out. Sox now up 4-0.
You know, his career numbers are his seasonal numbers. Drew Romo, not all that great, but I mean, just watching him tonight, he's got a very short swing, quick approach to the ball. Took a hard shot right through the box.
Yeah, I said Doyle, it was Romo. It was Doyle that flew out to right. Romo with that smash back through the middle. Now back to the top of the order. Another left-hander in Sam Antonacci swings and fouls it back. Strike 1. Antonacci has reached his last 3 times up after lining out sharply to McLean. His first time up, he doubled in the 3rd, singled in the 5th, and then singled and stole a bag in the 7th. First and 3rd, 2 outs. 4-0 Chicago here in the 8th. And the pitch misses way high and outside. 1-1 now on Antonacci.
Marinaccio versus Antonacci. Sounds like a trucking company.
Here comes the 1-1. Swung on. That's fouled back to the left side. 1-2. Marinaccio and Antonacci. Peters over at third. Romo off the bag at first. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, it skips by Stevenson. The runner's coming home. Throw to the pitcher covering, not in time. 5-0 Chicago. Romo takes second. Peters scoring from third on the wild pitch.
That was a breaking ball that he threw well in front of home plate. Really didn't give Tyler Stevens even a chance to block it. With the spin on the ball and where it hit, it just took a wacky bounce all the way to the backstop.
Marinaccio straightens up on the hill and deals the 2-2. Swung on, lifted high in the air to center. Dane Myers is waiting on it in straightaway center field.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to, have that moment and have everyone so excited to, have a picture of you is a fun moment.
The hometown kid is heading home. For the All-Star break, that is. Tigers rookie shortstop Kevin McGonigal, a native of Media, Pennsylvania, has played his way into the Midsummer Classic in Philly. At 21 years old, McGonigal is the second youngest player in Tigers history to reach the All-Star game.
0-2 swinging line drive, grab for the leap by McGonigal at short, flying through the air to the glove side.
These boys are just playing baseball.
They're playing ball.
The first, that would be Mr. Tiger himself, Al Kaline, at 20 years and 205 days back in 1955. McGonigal has been everything and more for the Tigers. He was named AL Rookie of the Month back in April, and he hasn't slowed down since. McGonigal will be joined by fellow All-Star teammates Dylan Dingler, Riley Green, and Justin Verlander. For the kid that grew up going to games at Citizens Bank Park and idolizing players like Chase Utley and Cole Hamels, this is the best kind of homecoming.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Pitcher on the hill here for the White Sox. They've got a 5-0 lead. We're in the top of the ninth inning. They'll bring in newly acquired right-handed pitcher, a veteran. He is 36 years old, Huáscar Brazoban. They picked him up from the New York Mets. Brazoban, hard-throwing right-hander, been around a while. He has done a lot of things, most all of them out of the bullpen during his major league career.
Brazoban will get the top of the Reds lineup. De La Cruz, Sal Stewart, J.J. Bleday. Reds on the short side of a 5-0 score. First pitch, Brazoban to Ellie is low inside. 1-0 on De La Cruz. Brazoban, the pitch. And it's in for a strike, 1-1. Get that great taste of the ballpark at home with JTM's Philly Kits and Fat Tire beer, cheese, and pretzels. Find these game day favorites in your grocer's freezer. JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. Ellie takes outside. And the catcher wants to challenge.
The catcher was challenging the ball throw.
That was really close. We wait. And it was a ball. Now the White Sox are out of challenges.
Chicago has exhausted its allotment of challenges for the remainder of the game.
Reds still have one left. 2-1 on Brazoban. He throws. De La Cruz leans back out of the way of a pitch up and in. It's 3-1. Ellie way ahead of the count now. Brazoban fires. Swinging a weak ground ball to the second baseman. Handled by Antonacci. He'll flip it over to first in time. 1 out in the ninth. Let's pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network. Sal Stewart, a wave and a miss, and a first pitch fastball, 97 miles an hour. 0-1 on Sal Stewart. Razabon turns it loose. Sal reaches for it, sends it right down the steps of the Reds dugout. 0-2 on Sal Stewart. Nobody has more electrified hybrid choices than Toyota, including the all-hybrid RAV4, America's best-selling SUV. For all Toyota offers, see your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers or go to Toyota.com. Make sure you stay tuned for the Toyota Tundra star of the game with Yed on the Reds post-game show when we're done. Changeup missed down. Now the 1-2 is fouled back off the mask of the plate umpire, Jim Wolf. They either got Wolf or got the catcher Drew Romo, but either way, both are okay. 1-2 on Sal Stewart and holding. Sal 1 for 3 tonight, singled in the first, grounded back to the pitcher, and has also struck out of the 1-2. Down and away. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Stewart. Two. Down and in. It's a full count on Sal. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Unless they're going to call that a foul ball. I didn't really see a signal from Jim Wolf. I assume it's 3-2. Might have been a foul ball. So we'll say it's foul. Count holding. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Stewart. The 2-2. Swung on and it's ripped into center field. Sal has his second hit tonight. Well, he turned around the changeup and laced it out into center. Now J.J. Bleday. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Reds. Copyright reminder is provided by Dinsmore, the official legal counsel of the Reds. Swinging a bouncer into the Reds dugout, strike 1. Reds and White Sox close out this 3-game series tomorrow. Reds will be trying to win the rubber match. The pitch to Bleday low and inside, barring a spectacular and miraculous comeback tonight. Andrew Abbott pitches the finale against Davis Martin, a right-hander. The 1-1. And J.J. Bleday sends one in the air toward the line and right. On the run, the right fielder Montgomery makes the sliding catch. Sal started to break for second base, but stays right there at first after scrambling back in a hurry. The throw pulls the first baseman Murakami well off the bag, but a great play by the right fielder Montgomery moving toward the line in a hurry.
Yeah, that ball was hooking, sinking all at the same time. Montgomery came in there and kind of dove for it and then came up and threw a P to first base.
Sal was dancing way off that first base bag, almost got into no man's land. Fortunately, the throw back in was well offline. Now it's Eugenio Suarez. Reds in danger of being shut out tonight. Luis Castillo, absolutely brilliant. The Reds have been held to only 2 hits. Sal's got both of them. The pitch to Suarez on the ground to the shortstop. In to field it, Maidroff. His throw in time to first, and that's all. A combined 2-hit shutout for the White Sox tonight against the Reds as they fall to Chicago 5-0 here on the South Side. We're back to wrap it up right after this on the Reds.
Reds fans, the boss, Rick Ross, is coming to Great American Ballpark on Friday, August 14th, as a part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. Join the Reds as they kick off the series against the Marlins and hang out after the game.
Andy Pajes hammers one way back. Forget about it. Dodgers take the lead. First pitch pitch of the 8th inning. Andy Ambush, 3-2 Dodgers. First lead of the night for LA.
108. I mean, not just did he get it, but he got under and just crushed this cutter. Hard to take your eyes off it.
It's over his head, but somehow he ran it down and made the catch.
Turner dives, he's got it, gets to his feet, throws to first, he got it.
On comes Paez, he'll slide feet first and make a tremendous catch.
Leaping try, Wilson makes the catch.
Get up, he did it again. Oh, baby, what a play by Nasim Nunez.
Sprint